Samurai Talk! Today we're giving you our guest, Mr. David K. Groff, Chief Judge of Intercultural English Exchange, and also the translator of the Musashi's The Five Rings. Nice of you to come, David.
Nice to be back.
Nice to have you back. You a mad fan of Miyamoto Musashi?
Yes, I am.
What's he to you?
Well, he's a guide, I think. He's kind of somebody to follow.
Somebody to follow in the shadows.
Hopefully in the light as well.
In the light as well. Why did you write this book?
Well, I had been studying Miyamoto Musashi and studying the Niten Ichiryu style of swordsmanship for a number of years, and I wasn't really happy with any of the translations that were available, and so I wanted to write my own.
Oh, your own. You could, are you cut out for the job of translating, or you could be a Hollywood movie star?
No, I think translating is more my line.
Yes, so you're lying, but you are supposed to be more ambitious than that. You deserve better.
Well, I still have things in my sights for later on.
In your sights. Okay. The reason why I asked you to be a chief judge is because people like the way you look, not the way your eyes. Your eyes are very important.
Well, I think eyes are very important as well.
Why? You wrote about that. The gaze, kan and the ken.
Right.
Kan is what?
Well, I translated it as perceiving.
Perceiving.
A kind of holistic way of looking at things is the kan.
Actually, kan perception is the image you have of somebody. That can be wrong.
That's also true.
The Musashi's kan perception is different.
I think so, yeah.
How is that different?
Well, I think it's like the idea of gestalt, the idea of seeing the whole picture at once, rather than focusing on individual details.
What about the ken, looking at things?
Ken, the ken no me, I would translate as looking, yeah. As looking specifically at one particular aspect of something and analyzing.
Looking or watching or gazing, which would be your choice?
Well, in the book I used the translation of gaze for both, and that there's the perceiving gaze and there's the looking gaze. And Musashi writes that the perceiving gaze is strong, the holistic way of looking at something. That's what's more important. You also have to see things in detail, but that is less important than seeing the big picture.
But the details count a great deal occasionally.
The details certainly count.
How can you have it both ways? Look at somebody, looking at you right here.
That's the trick, isn't it?
That's right. You mean perception can be deceptive too?
I think, yeah, there's certainly that as well.
So how do you size up people when they get near? Sometimes you tense up.
I try not to tense up.
Oh, how? How do you get control of yourself?
Well, this is another thing that Musashi writes about. He writes about putting the mind in the center.
Mind in the center.
Mind in the center.
Musashi uses the word kokoro, but your translation of kokoro is mindset.
I'm using mind there.
Mind. What do you mean by mindset?
Mindset.
What's mindset?
Well,
psychology.
There's a physical aspect to it as well. I think that the place where you put the most of your feeling and is your mind. And a lot of people tend to have their mind all the way up here between their eyes. And it's easy to get tense that way. But if you bring your mind down into your body and center it, I think there's an effect that makes you less tense, that relaxes you and allows you to see more holistically.
One thing that bothers me most, David, is the translation of mindfulness. What does this mean, mindfulness? That bothers me a lot. I thought that the mindless is much better than mindful.
Well,
What is your thought?
that's become a popular term.
Because it's become popular doesn't mean it's true.
Doesn't mean it's necessarily
Your
good.
translation about that. Mindfulness translate sitting in Zen meditation. Is that mindful?
Well, I think that's one form of mindfulness, but people use it today to talk about trying to be present in all of our actions. That no matter what you're doing, you can be mindful of it rather than being distracted.
You said earlier that bringing your mind down to the bottom at the bottom of the spine, or sacred bone.
Yeah, that's interesting.
What if the mind is supposed to be in the head? But in your translation, mind is everywhere.
Well, yeah, I think the mind is wherever you draw your attention, basically. So it can be in your head or it can be elsewhere.
So how did you retain mind? We're getting to the zanshin, which is
That's
pretty
right, yeah.
crucial part of it. But why mind is so important?
Why mind is so important? Well, it's the root of everything, really, isn't
Root
it?
of everything is mind, not just the body.
Not just the body, no.
You're well built for that.
Well, I try and keep my body in shape as well, but the mind is primary, right? If the mind is not working, the body does nothing.
Really? You put the mind first.
The mind
body
is
is second.
The body is second.
Says who? Can you get a name of somebody who said?
Who says it
ahead of you?
particularly?
Your mentor or somebody. Who said it first?
Who said that first? I don't know who said that first.
Actually, I don't know where it comes from. The body comes from. If you lose body, you lose mind.
Well, ultimately they're two sides of the same coin, right? Because you can't, without your entire body, you have no mind.
What sets Bushido, Budo, martial art apart from the other physical activities like sports?
Well, it's I think life and death.
Life and death.
That's what sets it apart.
Beautiful, well said. それではですね、今からちょっとデビッドさんに斬新の話をしても、斬新というのはですね、皆さん芸能界でもあります。斬新を語るととんでもないことになるっていうんだけど、なかなか英語に訳せないので、この The Five Rings の訳の中で斬新がありました。なかなか難しいので、ちょっと英語で喋って僕は同時通訳させていただきます。
Okay, so we talked a little bit before about the idea of keeping the mind in the center.
心を自分の体の中心に置くということはどういうことかということを話をしました。それで観の目を強くして全体像をつかむということを話しましたけど、これが斬新と関係があるんですよね。武道だけではなくて一般的な生活環境においても残照が必要なんです。つまりどういうことかと言いますと、心を届けると、その精神そのものを続けるということですけども、武道が最初にやるべきことはまず技術をやります。いかに敵をやっつけるかというのが最初なんですが、そこで自分のさっと引いてしまうんじゃなくて、そこにね、勝った後でも心、気持ちを残しておかなきゃいけないと。これは緊張しているということでもないんですね。かといって何かに気をそらされるという形じゃなくて、他のことにパッと気を寄せるということでもないんですね。そういう意味で完全に続けていくと、徹底的に最後まで見て全体像を見失わないというのが斬新だと思いますね。この反対は放心と言いますが、これは勝手に離れてしまう、別れる、離脱してしまうということなんですが、そこで次のことは何かも知らないけど全く忘れてしまうと。ただ問題はすぐにやめるんじゃなくて、気持ちを残して、やっぱりスピリットそのものを残しておくということは最終的に妨害されずに 完遂するというのがその
For
心であ
this,
りま
what's
す。
really crucial is
だから
the
一番大切なことはですね、自分の頭、意識を忘れない、自分の体の中に心はどこに存在しているかということですね。それがわからなければ、皆さんの気持ちをいかに残す、そして斬新から方針に至るかということはわからないじゃないですか。道弘松本ノーネスチャンネル東京 Japan with David K. Groff. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you.
Thank you for coming.